Hello, everybody. My name is RYTHM. You know I'm twice as nice, the stronger version of Jin. Today I have with me father, rapper, designer, entrepreneur, musical instrument protege, the big star himself.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm lovely. What an intro. My goodness.
We need to. We got a big star in the building.
Thank you.
We got a serious big star in the building.
Thank you
so much for pulling up.
No, thank you for having me.
Like I was saying, you have such a good energy, man.
Crazy.
Like just even off camera, like your energy is just.
I don't even know what to say to that. I think we work on it.
Nah.
Yeah, we work on it.
You work on it.
Yeah, we work
now,
on it.
You're a father to a beautiful baby girl.
Yo, Aliyah.
How is fatherhood?
Yo, man. Fatherhood is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. The most stressful thing that's ever happened to me. The most funny thing that's ever happened to me. Like it's everything in one.
You can't explain it.
I can't explain it. Like Aliyah is just like when you see someone grow who's like that's her own person and she's got her own personality and she's a happy child and you're like, I remember being there. I just want to keep her there.
Aww.
I want to protect her. So she's amazing. I love being a father. I don't know how else to put it. I love being a father to one. Yeah.
So you don't want any more.
I love being a father to one.
So you're not trying to get like more kids, maybe?
Nah, not right now.
Not now though.
Not right now.
Like
not
later
right
on.
now.
It's understandable. Considering our economy, so I also makes sense. And you gotta keep your child very happy.
Very. And she wants donuts for breakfast.
I love a queen when I see one. I love a queen when I see one, honey. Listen.
Oh yeah, she's fully one.
She wants the dough.
Yeah,
she
wants
the dough.
Daddy, donuts. Yeah, she's amazing.
And you have to get a donut.
Well, we go to McDonald's. She really at 2. You know them at 2. They're not trying to hear nothing. So yeah, but it's fun. It's so fun. Like I love it. It's such a beautiful.
Speaking of fun, could you maybe I don't want to say one, but maybe like list or name 2 greatest things about being a dad. Just 2, briefly.
2. I think one of them is for a nigga, it's really learning to see that you're not the most important thing in the world. I don't know what happens to niggas. We have this thing where we get so caught up
in yourselves.
It's so weird, and I think it comes from like how our fathers were, how our uncles were.
The generational thing.
You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, one thing for me, it really separated me from myself. It was like, yo, bro, there's so many more things that are more important than you. In fact, you're so connected to so much more than just yourself. So that's one thing. And another thing, I think, picking up responsibility is always a good thing.
And accountability.
Yeah, it's always a good thing.
That's big, man.
Doing the hard things actually gets you further in life.
Okay.
So yeah, she's teaching me how to do the hard things in life.
Now, Aliyah is your greatest blessing.
Yes.
And let me assume that music is your second greatest thing.
Absolutely.
Let's get into it.
Yo, what you want to know?
No.
What you want to know?
Yeah, because I know you from winner of The Hustle season 1.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you as one of the most lyrical storytellers ever to come to life.
Thank you so much.
And I also know that you started playing instruments before you got into actually doing music.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, would you say that your parents supporting your gift of creativity through drums, the guitar, and all the other instruments is what kind of also encouraged your direction into making music?
Yes, I'd say yes, and I'd say not just that. I don't think it's just my parents' support, I think it was the community that I was in, When I first picked up instruments, I was in the church, and that community aspect of church was always something that I could rely on to support my gift, That went a long way in my confidence, It's actually the first time I say this on camera. I realize it now. Like, the church period of my life went a long way in building my confidence. Yeah, So
is it because you felt safe?
I think so.
The safety net.
Yeah, it's like Lauka Bimba. They're not going to say,
hey,
exactly. You know what I'm trying to say?
Try again.
Yeah,
try this.
Yeah. So I think in the early stages of when I started playing instruments, being in the church and just that helped me a long way. And I think definitely getting to experience the live scene outside of the church as well, in playing drums, went a long way in building my passion for this music thing. I think it's because music was always there, my parents, definitely their support, but it wasn't full support. It was okay, you like this music thing, ne?
I don't know how far you can get.
Exactly. So
now,
I can't blame it, but yeah.
But obviously see it somewhere.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of your safe haven or like your safe space being the church, you were fasting during lockdown, ne?
How do you know?
I know.
Hey man. Connected. Okay, yeah.
I know that you were fasting, right? During lockdown.
For sure.
And you were going through a rough time. And one of the things that I remember you quoting was that you had to fast and talk to your father to understand the position that you're in at that moment in time. So how important is your spirituality to you? Because you have all like you have like the background and the history of being, molded or being built up in a spiritual or like in a very background.
I get what you mean.
So how has it become important in your life today for where you can even be like, okay, me and my daughter needs to know how to pray? For
sure. Look, spirituality for me is like it's probably like one of the biggest aspects of who I am, and I think there's been so many transitions in my life regarding spirituality, so many things that I've believed, and things that I've had to let go of believing and picking up new things. So it's like it's a journey that I've always been on, and I think now I've reached the point where I realize that spirituality pretty much leads back to yourself, and like having to deal with yourself, So it pretty much shapes my decisions, even like in the game,
how you move as well.
Exactly. There's so many things that so many lanes and paths I could have taken in life, and I think my spirituality kept me where I am. And even when my soul wasn't happy, because I do think I was definitely doing this in the game.
You were.
You know what I'm trying to say?
You were definitely moving in the game.
Yeah, before I took the 2-year gap, and I think, but my spirit wasn't happy. You know what I'm trying to say? And now I'm in a space where I feel like, okay, I understand what the game comes with and how I want to navigate through it. And
it's okay with your spirit.
I'm back. I'm in love with this again. My soul wants to give the world again, and I think that's always what the music thing was for me. It's like I always felt like I have something to give, And when I stopped feeling that way, I was like, okay, stop. So I'm back.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of you taking the 2-year gap, I know that you went back to Monash and to get your media and communication degree.
Crazy.
Crazy. But what's like a knife? You don't know. What's like a But what I want to know is you have so much talent, so much support, so much faith in what you do. What made you go back? Did you feel like you needed a plan B? Did you feel like when it got too much, or was it like contract situations?
Yes.
What made you go back to be like, you know what? Let me go get my school on.
For sure. The school when I finished my school was actually before the whole music thing. There was a stage where I had to I fell out of it, and then I had to go back. But for me, school was always something that I felt like I had to do for my rents.
For family.
Yes. And then, you start to see the value of it in the later stages of your life, where you're like, okay, like I said, Aaliyah told me to do the difficult stuff. Doing the hard stuff goes a long way in your life, and that's something that I really realized. Any successful person is successful because they're willing to do the hard stuff when it's not fun.
And go the extra mile.
When people don't want to do it, when they don't feel like doing it, they're still going to do it. So yeah, I think that's where I see the value of school for me. Finishing that was I have to do the hard stuff. I gotta finish the hard stuff. And even with the music, I feel like I'm not done. Like, and I'm at a stage now in my career where I feel like, okay, I figured out how to live and sort of sustain myself outside of dropping music. Now I want to give music from just the point of,
Speaking of music,
yes,
you haven't dropped a full body of art in a minute.
Yes.
Are you working towards that right now? Where because you dropped a single last year, called right?
Yeah.
So now are you at a point where you're working towards building a full body of work? And what's the idea or the concept behind it? Is it saying I've grown or I'm here now or this is where I am, different parts of me spiritually, mentally, financially, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely making music, you know. I'm making music. I'm currently working on dropping a 3P.
Okay.
Which is 3 joints. And it's actually called been babysitting these joints.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. I've been babysitting these joints.
Because they're there. It's not that they're not there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's coming out like in the next month or so. And I think the angle with the music for me now, honestly, is to be 100% honest in the music. I feel like one of the biggest things that separates the hip hop story from its success right now is the fact that our hip hop is not telling our story. It's not telling our truth. We're just not telling our truth. So I just want to tell the truth. And it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter, like, I do think those that are resonating with the people are telling the people's stories. So,
but not their stories, the authentic stories,
exactly.
The next door stories that I can relate to that story.
Exactly.
I perfectly understand what you mean.
Exactly, you know, and I do think that's all I want to do. I wanna tell the truth so that when I leave this earth, I know I left the truth. I didn't leave a facade. I didn't leave. Yeah, like I think those are the type of things that are important to me.
Speaking of telling the truth, you've also experienced some tough mental health issues. And what helped you through it? Because as much as we would like to say, no, we all have friends and family, there's other things, and maybe for you it could be writing or producing or maybe venturing into other businesses. But what helped you get out of that mental space, you know, dark cloud, where you felt like you were not good enough? Because you've also said that there was a point where you were not a good son, but now you've become a better father. So what...
Wait, this is crazy. Anyway.
My thing is, you're surprised, but like you're
here. Like I'm surprised.
We didn't know you. Like
that's
we
crazy.
Didn't know you. I need to know you.
Crazy, for sure. For me, I really think everything changed when I realized first and foremost that I was too reliant on too many people, and I'm not reliant on myself. So self-reliance was a big thing that I had to work on. Another thing was just fully working on self. You know, like I feel like, especially as Black people, you know, we do not know how to deal with pain. We do not know how to talk about hard stuff. You know, it's like it's almost a taboo to discuss hard stuff. So for me, I feel like I just had to. Honestly, it started with the shrooms trip.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it started with the shrooms.
And then now you were paranoid and actually thinking about...
Not paranoid. You know, like...
But how was it though? Was it like...
No, like that's what I'm trying to say.
Was it scary though?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a very reflective trip for me. You know, it was a trip where I could see like, oh, dude, you've taken on your dad's pain.
That's tough, eh?
It's crazy. It's like you realize like, oh, he never knew how to. So now you don't know how to
deal with the same thing.
Wait, bro. Okay, now you see the truth. So it's a conversation.
Yo.
And I was able to just have a conversation.
That was tough, eh?
No, but it is tough.
Because also you're in that like.
Crying, I was betrayed. I was weeping. I was just like thinking about it, and I was weeping, man. But it
helped you reflect.
I'm telling you, man. Like we don't know how to deal with pain, and like just that one trip has allowed me to see like so many things. Like when things happen, we push them under the rug. We act like they're not happening.
We try to find other ways to cope with them
so
and not
weird,
deal with
man.
them.
Yeah, so just learning how to deal, like learning how to process things went a long way, and like just dealing with myself. Yeah, that went a super long way.
Okay, so since you've grown actually, hey. Like I've never met you before, but like you sound like
for sure.
Like you've grown.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Till time, I know.
like all time, I know. Because somebody's dead,
you
bro.
understand? Yeah.
Like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now your deal with Warner, ne?
For sure.
I want to get into that. Because also I understand that, you know, sometimes when you get into the industry, you don't know what the procedures of SAMRO are.
For sure.
And a good source of mine.
For sure.
And I would have a conversation. And he was like, you know, a lot of the gents in the industry right now don't know that you can literally just sign if you're doing a feature, you can sign a form where you guys are sharing, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, you guys
royalties.
Yes, you guys are sharing royalties. And he was helping you sign fill in your forms to get your royalties go SAMRO. And you hadn't collected your royalties in about years.
Yeah.
And when the money came up,
crazy. Yo.
and when the money came up, you were like, oh shit, that's how much I make?
Yeah,
so for you...
That nigga talks too much. But it's okay.
No, don't.
It was,
yeah, it was, you know what I'm saying?
At least it's a good story.
He was schooling me as well on, you got what I'm saying?
You.
So he wasn't trying to, yeah. So what I want to know with you is, because you were already signed to Warner, weren't those some of the things where you guys discussed? Because primarily when you sign to a label or you sign to a company, you're thinking that they're going to kind of help you school or kind of know. They're not going to tell you everything, obviously, but they'll guide you in a sense of, okay, if you go on TV or if they play your song on radio or if they, you know what I'm saying? So wasn't that your experience where they kind of like gave you a heads up on some, hey, yo, we got your music out there, so go collect your coin?
No, listen, that was always a conversation, you know. But I will say this. When I said earlier, self-reliance was something that I wasn't good at. You know what I'm trying to say? The way I got into the industry was I won a competition. Therefore, after you win...
Osta.
Yeah, Osta. First and foremost, Osta. But secondly, everything is sort of done for you. Like, oh, you're signing to that label. Okay, your videos are going to be shot by this person. You're going to be styled by this person, blah, 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 blah,
I was stressed. Just be there.
Well, I understand. So you get used to that. And I feel like the conversations are always had around you of like, yo, is your paper right? Did you get your paper right? You know? And I think it takes, like, I'll be genuinely honest with you. When I was signed to the label, it was actually not bad. I had a great time. It was actually a good deal. You know what I'm trying to say? I think the only thing that wasn't good was me. That's why I say I had to fix
you.
Me. I don't know how to say this. Like, there's sometimes when you're talking to people and they're telling you something and you're hearing them, but you're not hearing them.
You're not taking it in.
No, you're just not hearing it. It's or you are hearing it, but like you're
not listening.
Even if you are listening, your perception is so shifted, you know, and it's like, I don't know how to put it. Like, have you ever seen somebody who just doesn't see the truth? Like, you can tell someone who's in love. This nigga's bad for you.
They won't see
Dude,
it.
this nigga's bad for you.
They won't see it.
You know what I'm trying to say? And I can only compare it to that type of situation. It's like there's so much happening and so much is being told to you that you got to do this way, you're going this, whatever. That when it's time for you to, like, okay, do your bit.
What do you want?
Yeah, like what you don't
know what you want because everybody's telling you what they're doing for you. I get you.
So like even with the racks, you know, I think it was never, like you said, like Homeboy told you, I collected. It was like a bag. Like, wow. It was a bag. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, so I was never cheated. You know, it was always just a matter of getting your focus right, man. Like see the truth. Like learn to listen
as well.
Yeah, learn to be present in the room when people are talking. Because if you're not present, things will miss you. And I think, yo, man, after winning, there was so much happening that it's like, yo, man, how are you present for all of this? I remember telling Trey when we went to France, I was like, we in France. And it's like, yeah, you don't feel it because you're not present. It's like, it's so weird. And that's like, soon after that is when I realized, like, yo, man, like, how am I achieving my dreams and not feeling
it?
Something's not right.
Yo.
That
is a lot to take in here. Would you ever sign today? Like, would the big star now sign?
It depends on the deal. Like, I'll tell you that. Like, do not buy the hype. Don't buy the hype of...
deals.
No, not just deals. Like, never buy the hype of one side of the story. I'm going to tell you that. Never buy the hype of one side of the story. Right now, there's this narrative being pushed of independence. There's this hype.
Do you know how hard it is to be independent?
Never buy. Don't listen. If you're able to make a good deal, make a good deal. Like, this is real life. Life is about the deals you're able to. Life is not fair, but life is about what you're able to negotiate.
Facts.
So it's all about really reviewing where you are in life and deciding. Like, don't buy the hype. Don't go by people are saying. That's just the trap. Facts. Like, really review your situation, review what you're trying to achieve, and like, negotiate. Don't just take it at first value. I'll tell you that.
And you can negotiate because
that's the whole point.
I think people don't know you can negotiate and say, well, I don't want this. I want this.
You're supposed
and
to. And
it's the fear of losing the deal or the opportunity.
And that, my friend, is the trap.
You know what? This has been a good one. You sharing a lot of pearls of wisdom, and I'm here for it.
Thank you.
Now,
wisdom, wow. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Just a quick one. What advice would you give to a new wave kid out there? Any, whether it be musical, life, anything.
Anything.
What would you say to them?
I used to say all the time. I used to say, work on your craft. I used to say, know yourself. I used to say these things, but they were so true. The real thing that it all boils down to is don't be a stranger to yourself. Like know yourself in anything. If you know yourself, I promise, if you know yourself and you're able to navigate in life with what feels right to your soul. Because a lot of the times we make decisions based on what we think people think is cool. You gotta know what's right to your soul, This time of death, this COVID time, like even me, like I'm going through this trippy season where I'm realizing that we are here for a short space of time. And like, it's a gift.
That you're still here.
Yeah, it's a real gift. Like, you could have life figured out and die tomorrow. It's weird.
That shit is scary now that you say it like that. Damn.
No, like, it's weird.
It's real, but it's like, yeah.
It's like Cortez, like Cortez.
Yo, dude, from 012, Ink City.
Let me tell you, like...
It's insane.
Homie had his life.
Dude.
Right. And it's like... Now we just okay with like, but anyway, this trippy time is just showing me like, yo, bro, like, you just don't know. So really, really live out what you're here to live out. And the only way you're going to do that is to really know yourself. It's like nobody can tell you
about you.
No, nobody.
They might know a couple of things, but they can't tell you about you.
Yeah. And look, another thing is, it's a trip. This is a trip of life. This is the trip that got me tripped out because it's understanding duality. Understanding that, like I said, never take one side of the story. There's always the truth. So know yourself, very, very important, right? But also know that people don't just say things. So like what's happening out there and like what people, like if you read like the Bible, it's very hard to interpret the Bible. It's very hard for you to understand it. But what's written there is not just written there. Cliches are not cliches. Like,
there's more to it.
Like what people say all the time. Like, listen to what people are saying because people don't just say things. people don't just say that. People don't just say, yo, it's the guy who works harder than the other one that gets it. It's the one who doesn't sleep that gets it. It's the, like, these are real things. So if you don't learn to listen and ingest it into this conversation with yourself, of knowing yourself. So know that you got to listen, but you really also got to be able to listen and bring it back to yourself and ask yourself, like, does this resonate with my soul? And navigate this life thing. I know it's a trip. I know this is probably like a weird thing, but like, this is how I think. Yeah.
And I like that you're being genuine to how you think and who you are.
Yes.
And I think that's why I love these interactions, so that people can see the person and the creative within you. Because it's the creative within you that's like, it's trippy, but the human in you and the person living your life in you is the one saying, listen, this is how I move. Before I let you go, Ne,
For sure.
I'm going to play a game with you. You need to pick this or that, one or the other.
Games. There's no traps here, man. Are you going to trap me?
You need to, please don't cheat. You need to pick one or the other. Ne?
Okay.
Reason or solo?
You see what I meant about games. You see what I meant about games. You see, this is a trap.
But it's not anything deep. It's just like, pick one, They know you got mad laugh for them too, right? They know, right?
They do.
Yeah, they know.
They both
so
do,
they carve you even.
They both
I mean, it's just, if anything, they should blame it on me. If anything.
Yeah,
they should
listen to you. Listen to you, because I lie.
Reason or solo?
I'm going to base this off the features we did. Like, which track do I enjoy the most?
That's where I took it from, actually.
Really? Really?
Yes.
I think with who I am now, the track I enjoy the most, the solos.
Okay, so solo.
Beginning.
So
Yeah,
solo. This one is a bit of a touchy one, because Touchline or Zaddy Swag?
What are you doing? What's your mission in life?
Touchline or Zaddy Swag?
No, tell me, what's your mission?
Touchline or
What's your
Zaddy
mission
Swag?
in life? What's your mission?
No.
You are trying to separate.
No, I'll never say. Zaddy Swag knows this game. He played. I'll tell you what he said when I asked him about you. Okay, Touchline or Zaddy Swag?
For the music.
Yeah, in general.
Oh. Listen to this person.
In general.
For the music.
Okay, for the music.
Touchline.
Okay. Muzi chose you when I gave him the options. But anyway.
For the music.
He chose you.
For the music.
When I gave him the options between
He's
someone
a
else.
musical guy. Touchline is a lyricist. It makes sense. You'd go for the musical guy.
Zuchi or A1?
Zuchi.
Okay. Pablo or Ye, your songs?
Yo. You see, that's trippy. It's trippy because I'm going to compare the success of the one joint.
But they're different songs, though.
But they come from like the same person.
Yeah, but they totally have different. They have different messages.
Yeah.
They're they started in their own right.
Yeah.
So pick one. Why do you guys always have to explain?
Okay, yeah, Pablo.
I also feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo.
Nah, that's a legendary one.
Guitar or drums? Last one.
Drums.
Okay.
No question.
That's all I have for today, Big Star.
Yo, thank you so much.
Thank you for
so
out.
much. Yo, I just want to say this is dope.
Thank you.
This is dope. Keep doing what you're doing. We don't have all the keys or all the answers to life. All we do is take each day at a time, each episode at a time. So
it's like I know.
Oh,
thank you so much. It's like So
kill it. Keep going.
Thank
you. Take it one episode at a time, and you never know where this goes.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got you here.
Hey.
I got you here.
Hey.
Clearly, I'm doing something right.
Absolutely. Keep shining, man.
Where can people follow you, book you? How do they get in contact with you?
Everything is at BigStar_Live. Twitter, Instagram at BigStar_Live. Facebook is Big Star Johnson Live. I want to say this. There's this festival that we've been working on, and I think it's possibly going to be the biggest thing. I'm supposed to say this.
Speak it.
I'm supposed to
speak
say
it into
this.
existence.
It's called Tribe Nation Festival. It's been hot. We hosted one in the East in March. I think was it March? Yeah, in March, and we're doing the next one on the 29th of May. Look, I think it's just with COVID, people stopped taking entertainment seriously in the sense of like the quality of events. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'll be honest, when I go out, I see the same thing all the time. And it's very difficult for you to expect a high quality event when you can't get a lot of people in because of COVID.
Especially because of the costs as well that come with events.
Do you understand? We figured it out.
Okay.
Pull up to Tribe Nation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hit us up with the dates and everything so we can pull
29th
up. So the
of
drop
May.
can pull up.
Yeah. Y'all got to pull up.
So the drop can pull up.
Absolutely.
Oh, 5K.
Yeah, thank you, 5K.
So we can pull up.
It's on the 29th of May. It's happening in Kempton Park. The lineup, when does this drop? I want to know when this drops so I can tell you if I can tell you the lineup.
After the next Monday. Not this one. The
Next
10th.
Monday. The 10th. Okay, yeah. So the lineup is Busiswa, Big Zulu, A. Reese, Shane Eagle, Lucas Raps.
Hey,
listen,
New Wave Kids.
Listen.
So this is an exclusive of the lineup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just gave you the full one.
Thank you. The full one.
So yeah, y'all gotta pull up, man. I think we're really trying to do something nice, something special. We partnered with Trace, with Jägermeister and Red Bull.
That's some big bag there.
Yeah, look, that's what you would say, you know. But look, it's the quality. I told you we figured it out.
Quality.
If you want to have a good time, somewhere where you feel like you and your friends can come to and you'll go back feeling like, yo,
pull up.
The memories, man, you know? That type of event. We haven't been to those events where you can create memories.
In a minute.
We got one of
those. And I love that it's a festival.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
it's not a party.
It's not an event.
It's not an event.
It's a festival.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So do pull up on the 29th of May at the Hang-In in Kempton Park. It's going to be a vibe. And Tribe Nation Festival is finna come for everything. So don't say I didn't tell you.
You heard it first on the drop, y'all. And that's all I got for you in this episode of the Drop Hip Hop Uncensored. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your people to tell their people hip hop rap Barbie reporting for duty. We came, we saw, we were stars with the big star. And listen, I'm going to rhyme until infinity. But let me tell you something. Follow us on all social media platforms at The Drop Uncensored on Twitter and Instagram. And email us if you have a rising star who's really, really dope at thedropuncensored@gmail.com. From my heart to yours, it is all love. My name is RYTHM, the stronger version of Jin, because you know I'm twice as nice.
Sure.
Signing out. Bye.